Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark movies.
I'm Victor, and I'm in Hallmark movies.
And this is the
Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Fighting chance with Vic Webster.
I was like, oh, that's me.
With Vic Webster. Was the fighting in the movie? Did someone get hurt? It's a fighting chance with Vic Webster.
It sure is.
A fighting chance
Yeah.
with Vic Webster.
Vic Webster.
Fighting chance.
It's great to be here today.
Oh, man.
By the way, whose voice is that? That guy?
I mean,
that's a great
man.
voice.
I don't know, maybe.
Somebody's got a really good upper register. I don't know. I don't want to. Somebody does.
It could be one of us. It could, you know, maybe we hired out.
Yeah.
What am I to say?
Oh, my goodness.
Victor Webster. How are you?
What's up, fellas? Good to see you again.
Oh,
Great to see you.
Yeah, man.
I got to see you a lot during the holiday season, but
right.
you didn't get to see us.
That's
and
right.
So this is it's nice
it's
to
a treat.
get to talk to each other.
And we
finally.
barely made it. We were doing
Well,
our.
thanks for rubbing it in.
Yeah.
That hurts my feelings.
We were doing a 200. We were doing our 200 squats, 200 push-ups. that
Right,
we
and
do.
you interrupted us. But
And we took a break for this.
Yeah.
So you know, it's our daily thing. But yeah, no, it's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you guys, man. You always crack me up so much. I love it.
I want to talk about a fighting chance, mainly just the fighting part. I want to know, like, how often are you getting in the gym and doing
And really do it
because
like
you
fighting.
just did it. You said you
You
told
just-
us before
yes.
we started that you just got back from the gym doing a little tussle.
Yeah.
So, like, what does that look like for you on a week by week basis? How often are you getting in there and throwing bows?
Depends if I'm working or not. So if I'm working or I have a rule that I don't spar or do jiu-jitsu or anything like that 2 weeks before work because I can't show up with a black eye or, something like that. Sometimes you get a Velcro across the face from the glove and then you got a big red scratch.
Did you learn
across
that the
face.
hard way, or did you just have the sense to do that?
Oh, yeah, many times. In jiu-jitsu, some guys don't trim their fingernails and you get big scratches on your neck and stuff like that. So, yeah, I got a 2 week before I work rule not to do anything. But when I'm working, I'll do jiu-jitsu. I just had hamstring surgery. So I detached my hamstring tendon from the pelvic bone.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. So they cut a big 6-inch gash in my gluteal fold and then went digging around in there until they found the tendon and pulled it back up and screwed it back into the pelvic bone.
Holy
So-
moji.
And we're
haven't
we're
done a
playing
lot
that
of-
footage
We've
now.
got a clip.
You provided a clip.
Vic, can I ask you this? I heard Jake Gyllenhaal on a podcast talking about Roadhouse,
Yeah.
a movie that you should have gotten a call for and
No
did
kidding.
it somehow. But he said he got staph infection in his elbow during the shoot of it. And he said, I didn't know this before filming, but staph is just a part of mixed martial arts. It's just a part of it. It's just like a thing that are all just like, yeah, it happens. What the H, man? Do they not like?
I've had staph on my chin. I've had staph on my leg. I've had ringworm on my back. It's a cleanliness thing. You got to sterilize the mats, but you also got to hope that the people that you're rolling with are also clean. when they come
Man.
in to train.
That is terrible.
Can't wear your shoes on the mat. You got to be very respectful. You can't walk around barefoot and then walk back on the mat. You got to be really careful.
That doesn't terrify you?
You just go to the doctor and pop a pill and it goes away.
There you go. There you have it.
Yeah.
Just like that. How did you
Yeah,
not?
you just got to be careful not to rub it on anything.
How did you not get called for Roadhouse? I would.
You
take
were
that
offended,
personally.
right? You were offended.
Oh, well, the first Roadhouse was incredible. I love me some Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse. This one was very different. This one was kind of comical and fun and really kind of goofy. It was different than the first one. So it was a good movie. Conor McGregor doing this thing. Like, he's just such a character, man. He's just got such a personality. And I think Jake did a really good job playing the kind of like lovable loser kind of guy, living out of his car. And
I did.
What I'm
yeah,
hearing
I think
is
the action in it was great.
I did think of like when I was listening to this interview, I thought of Vic because Jake was like, every scene where I'm fighting Connor, literally Connor looks crazy. And right before the guy yells action, I looked at Connor and I said, remember, don't hit me in the face. And Connor was like, okay. Like he was like, Connor would have forgotten it had I not. And it's like,
I think so.
That's why you need a Vic Webster, who is an actor and like fights. Like it's a both and.
I would have given Jake a fighting chance.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Nicely done.
But would you like? Is that kind of a dream for you to get to do a movie like that? Obviously you've gotten to use some of those skills in the past with some of the movies that you've done, but to do a movie that's like based with fighting, like MMA and stuff, would that be something that you'd be like, this is a dream role for me? Or is it kind of like,
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. But it would have to make sense. You want the fighting to be a part of the story. You don't want it to be a story about the fighting.
Yeah.
That's how you get a bad martial arts movie. It's lacking in plot and story. And then everything is just about, we're gonna put a bunch of cool fights and people won't notice.
Yeah.
What's your Mount Rushmore of fighting films?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You gotta love Gladiator.
Oh, great movie.
I grew up watching Bloodsport.
Oh,
I've
Van
watched
Damme?
that movie
Come on.
200 times. Yeah. That was the original mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
You had all the different styles and forms. But I grew up on all those, like Jeff Speakman, Jean-Claude Van Damme, all those like just kind of B martial arts movies.
Dude, you were just saying that the fights can't be the movie. The exception of that is Jackie Chan movies, right? Like I love a good Jackie Chan movie, but they basically like it's about him doing the stunts and the plot will just kind of fill in at somewhere, right?
Yeah, they were smart with Rush Hour where they used Jackie.
Yeah.
Like we use them really well, but then it was also a funny, good movie.
That's right. No, you're right. Rush Hour had the combo. It was a Brett Ratner action movie, but then they did the stunts like you would a Jackie Chan movie. But like I just remember going to the theater and seeing like Operation Condor and Super Cop and just being like, how is he doing this? Like how is he doing these giant fight scenes?
He's got to be paying for it now.
Oh yeah.
You can't do that kind of stuff and then be 50, 60, however old he is. He's probably in his 60s now, maybe.
Yeah, maybe 70.
He's
up there.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up now.
And not hey Ziggy, how old is Jackie Chan?
69 years old.
Sure is.
You just call your Alexa Ziggy?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to leave it.
No follow-ups from us. None. It's just you decided on Ziggy for Alexa, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's all we need. We don't need anything else. We don't need anything else.
And she has an English accent.
Oh, so speaking of English accent,
really classy.
Someone, you need to go and listen. I wish we had pulled the clip. Will Kemp talked about you when he came on the show.
That's right.
And it was really fun because he initially talked.
Wait, who?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
His first 2 minutes on you, he's just roasting you. It's great. And then obviously he comes back around to say nice things, but then he talks about like, I would not think that you two have a lot of similarities in how you go at your craft. But then you talk to Will, which we got to for the first time this year, and he's like, I met Victor on one of the Scorpion King movies, and it's like he just grinds. Like we both love to grind and get in there. And he's like, I just want to do another movie with Vic Webster. When's that happening? A Will Kemp, Vic Webster joint. How do we get that movie?
I don't know. That would be amazing. I love me some Will Kemp. He's just a great dude. I don't know. What would be the premise?
Roadhouse?
I'd like to do some sort of like Roadhouse would be good.
With Will and Vic Webster, yeah.
Yeah. Roadhouse. Maybe it probably have to be the halfway house.
Do you have any interest in like you're so ingrained now with the Hallmark world? Do you have any interest in like coming up with some of these stories yourself and like maybe getting to act with someone like Will again or something, like making that you're like you're in charge of your own destiny, as they say at that point? Like, hey, I want to work with Will Kemp. I'm just going to write something. I'm just going to do something.
We actually, a writing friend of mine, we pitched something to Hallmark not too long ago. We'll see what happens with it. There's a few ideas, and they liked a couple of them, so we'll see. But it's one of those things where either I would have to do a cameo in a Will Kemp movie, or he have to do a cameo in a Victor Webster movie, which I would be totally willing to do it. I love me some Will. Or if we could find a way that we could do like 3 Men and a Baby type of thing. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
We need to get a third person in there.
That's great. Or like there's you guys doing some sort of switch, like either house switch or body switch, you
That'd
know,
be fun.
A Will Kemp, Vic Webster body switch movie. Get out of here.
That would require me to do a very bad English accent because that's all I could do.
Which would be,
I could do
Oh, but
very bad
remember,
English
you're Will
accent.
Kemp, so you can ham it. It doesn't matter. You can ham it up. It'd be perfect.
he'd have to be
Fine.
struggling to go through your workout regime, and you're just over there like drinking tea.
Hallmark, just
You're like, man,
Hey, don't kid yourself, man. Let me tell you something. When we did Scorpion King, Will stepped up. He got jacked. That was I don't know if that's the best shape he's ever been in his life, but he was in very, very good
a Will Kemp, Vic Webster body switch movie is the best
Make it
idea we've
happen.
ever come up with on this podcast.
That would be really good, actually.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
we'll work on that. We'll work on that.
Write it.
I want to go back really quickly to your 2-week rule of not sparring 2 weeks before going to set. So, like, Hallmark occasionally will be like, hey, we're starting next week. Like, we've heard stories. I think maybe that time has passed, but it used to be, hey, we're filming in like a week. Here's the thing. Do you want it? Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever gotten offered something and gone, I got a black eye right now.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do this movie.
So I was shooting something one time, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go roll around a little bit.
When we say that,
I was in a
that's
gym.
how we operate.
Yeah, yeah.
too. We just
Sometimes
kinda-
we'll spar. It's a roll around situation. Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna go roll around a little. So it wasn't a Hallmark, but it was something else. And I was out of town shooting, and I went and sparred and an hour, no issues, no problems. Went really, really light. Went with some like black belts and brown belts. You know, people that have really good control and stuff like that. And then there's this like very eager blue belt guy, and he came up. He's like, "Hey," he goes, "I really want to roll." He goes, "Can we roll for like just a couple minutes?" And I was like, "You know, I'm kind of done. I kind of just want to go." And he was like, "No, please." I was like, "All right." Within the first 10 seconds of rolling, I sat down on my butt, went on my back to try and, you know, make it a little bit more, you know, fun and get on top, have him try and pass my guard and all that kind of stuff. And he did a knee up the middle really, really hard and fast, trying to pass my guard. I was already letting him pass my guard, but he was trying to like forcefully do it and kneed me right in the face so hard. And my face just went woof, like this, and I had a big cut under my eye. I was bleeding, and I just knew it. And that was on a Saturday afternoon, and I had to be at work on Monday.
Oh, boy.
And that was why I'm so hard and strict about the 2-week rule, because I showed up, and they did a really good job at covering it up, but I looked a little bit elephant.
What was it for? Was it for Hallmark? Was it for a different project?
I can't, it wasn't for Hallmark, but I can't say what it was because I didn't tell them what happened.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, of course.
More than fair.
Yeah, there's all these funny contracts we have to sign. It's like you can't snowboard,
Yes,
you can't ride a
of course.
motorcycle, you can't do this while you're shooting and all that stuff. And so I did. But yeah, it was for it was a guest star on a show.
Gotcha. That's why in Christmas Cookie Catastrophe, it does look like
That's how the
kid,
catastrophe.
Rachel Boston just socked him one.
Yeah,
That's tough.
Rachel doesn't mess around, man. She's got a good.
That's
ride.
right. Exactly. Vic, since the last time we've talked to you, you've done some Wedding Veil, you've done a Christmas Cookie Catastrophe,
Yep.
You're in the new Hannah Swensen, you did a mystery, the mystery movie last year, Mistletoe Lane. You've been busy. Hallmark's been calling a bunch. Are we going to see, I know you got Hannah Swensen coming out. Are we going to see a Christmas Vic Webster this year? Is that something we can talk about?
I don't know. I mean, it's something I'm hoping. That season is coming up probably in summertime, end of summer. Those are the things, like people do get calls like a week before. I'll usually get a call, a couple weeks before and be like, hey, do you want to do this? This is who's in it. Here's the script. And they have such a great stable of actors over there that whoever it is, I'm usually very excited about working with.
I know you watched all, I believe it was 43 Hallmark movies this past year to do Fighting Chance. You watched them all.
You
obviously.
watched them all. You had to.
Did you have a favorite that you watched for Fighting Chance?
I think they were all really, really good. I would hate to just narrow it down to
Of course. No, and I think that's
But Will Kemp's was really good.
That's a smart answer there.
It's a smart answer.
I will say
Will
some of the
was great.
Some of the best acting we saw in some of those movies was in Your Fighting Chance. You gave a couple of performances in there,
teared up at
above and beyond what was asked of you. I mean, it was like award-winning stuff. I mean, was that out of boredom, or is that just you wanting to over-deliver? What was that?
That was me wanting to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I think I just got, I got reminded of some of my traumatic childhood, and then it just came out in the video, and it wasn't even a conscious choice. It's just, sometimes you just can't hold on to those emotions.
Did you ever get sick of it? Like,
yes, you had to have.
You were like, why did I say yes to this?
No, I broke it up into sections. And the hard thing about it was trying to find something different and interesting to say for all, whatever it was, 40 something of them. And like, if I'm going to say yes to something like that, then I'm going to make sure that I, do a good job, that I give it my all. And thank you for sending me reminder messages. Hey, we need a few more here and there. It was good to get a little poke here and there, because you get into your life and you forget
about this really dumb bit that we want you to do. Yeah.
I listen, man. I am that guy who has to go. I guess I gotta text Vic Webster and ask him for more
Fighting Chance videos.
I guess I got to do that.
I was proud of us. We came up with that idea. We asked you in Kansas City. You were so kind to do it, and we didn't tell a soul until the first one aired, and we got to watch it live because we were doing a marathon with a group of people, and it was everything that I could have wanted the first time that it came on screen. People were like, what is happening? What's going on? And then people were laughing. It was my favorite. It was one of my favorite moments.
It's also the best kind of joke where it wears out its welcome a little bit, and then it comes back around because you're doing 5 episodes a week for however many weeks. So it was
so
great.
Perfect. It was so great.
I don't know how we're gonna top it.
There's no way.
You got to do a fighting chance with Will Kemp.
Yeah. Fighting chance with Will Kemp. A dancing chance.
A dancing chance isn't bad.
Dancing chance with Will Kemp.
Dance with me with Will Kemp.
That's not bad.
And then you play ABBA, dance with Dancing Queen, and you just or something and you throw it in there.
Could you dance? Like if we're doing swapping.
If we're doing a body switch, you have to dance. Will's got to fight in that movie,
Can
right?
you dance?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He can dance.
Yeah.
You can dance if you
want.
I mean, is that a real question?
It's a dumb question. Stupid.
I love it. Vic, you did the couple of Wedding Veil movies with Allison Sweeney. Is that the connection that when they decided to go a new direction for the lead in the Hannah Swensen movies, was that why you got the call there? Was you had a working relationship with Allison and that was what made sense?
I have to imagine that it played into it for sure. I think they needed a certain type of person to fill that role. Cameron Matheson is a stud, and he's a great actor. He's a really great guy and wonderful to work with. From what Allison says, I haven't actually worked with him, but everybody, speaks so highly of him. I love Cameron myself. We're friends. So it was big shoes to step into, and he chose to step away. And I felt honored to now be in those movies with Allison. And I did the Wedding Veils with Allison. We have a great chemistry. I love working with her. She keeps me on my toes. She improvs. She reacts to my improvs in the moment in her character. So it's all just really fun when I go to work. So I'd imagine that definitely the history between us definitely played into it.
And you've obviously, crushed the answer about Cameron Matheson, which I didn't ask about Cam specifically, but that's exactly what I was expecting.
It's a shame they killed him off.
It's a shame.
I'm sure they won't do that to you.
I guess that just to follow up on Cam, he's been on our show. We love Cam. These movies have an ardent following, like a really intense following. And I'm assuming you're prepared for some backlash of those people that are big, like we're waiting for Cam's character and Hannah to get together and they're upset. Like you're anticipating that, right?
I'm mad at myself for coming on the show, so I don't blame them.
I don't know who these people.
People. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has feelings. Everybody feels a certain way, and if somebody's upset about that, I completely understand. They've grown to love Cam. They've grown to love the chemistry between the two of them. I completely get it, and I don't blame them. I don't like me either. So,
Can you bake?
Can I bake? You know what I'm really good at? Being in the kitchen, smelling what's being baked, and then being the official taste tester.
Ooh, yeah. It's a tough job.
Yeah,
it's a tough job.
I dig deep, really dig deep, but I managed to pull it off somehow.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's nice.
He can dance, though.
He can dance.
That's all. Dance. Yeah,
I can dance.
Yeah.
What is work like for you right now? Because you got, obviously, now you're a part of the Hannah Swensen universe, which is not going anywhere anytime soon, I would imagine. And you do a couple Hallmarks every year. Like, are you actively auditioning for other stuff, or are you just kind of like, I kind of like this Hallmark gig is pretty dope, I'm just gonna kind of roll with this?
No, I'm being very discerning about the stuff that I'm auditioning for. I'm not just auditioning for just anything. It's got to be something that I feel drawn to, and it's really good material and that kind of stuff. I just did a short movie this weekend. A buddy of mine is making his directorial debut, so I was very excited to help him out. I did a couple of years on Motherland.
I was going to ask you.
Bold, dark character.
I was going to ask you. I'd never heard of the show, but in between, like during COVID, it looks like you were a regular or recurring on a show called Motherland Fort Salem. I don't know anything about that, but you were in 13 episodes. What is the show about? What should I go find it?
So let's say witches were real, and they didn't get burned at the stake in Salem.
Interesting.
Huh.
They made a deal with the powers that be to fight their battles. So the witches become our military.
Oh, so the witches get stitches.
This is kind of a period piece. So I believe it took place in the 90s. And it's if we lived in a slightly alternate reality where our military are witches. I play the vice president of the United States who on paper supports the witch agenda and behind closed doors wants to murder all of them.
Wow. Stop selling. Victor Webster is playing Al Gore in the 1990s. It's unbelievable. They look so similar, I think, first of all. I mean, that's fantastic.
So it's a very, very opposite of any Hallmark character I've ever played, where I commit a lot of atrocious crimes.
And that's I imagine that was hard because you're so pro witch, like now, like in real life. You always talk about witches and how much you love them. Yep. Philo.tv/DTH. You saw what you just did.
You want. Is it a Canadian?
That was my witch gang.
Yeah, we all know it. No, you didn't need to say it.
Yeah. Was that a Canadian?
It took me a second to get my fingers in the right place though, because I did the Spock first, and then I had to.
You went 3-1 here for a second, and I was like, okay.
Just be careful.
Yeah, there's a lot going around. Is that a Canadian show? Motherland Fort Salem.
It was on Hulu.
Oh, okay. It's on Hulu.
It says here on the poster, Freeform and Hulu.
Freeform, Hulu.
Got to check it out.
So it was on Freeform, and then very shortly after that went to Hulu. But I think people can find it on Hulu now.
Right on.
How about that?
Vice President Victor.
I love that. All right, so this Hannah Swensen joint, what do we need to know about it? Because I imagine you get introduced in it, and you're not going to fall in love immediately because it took a bunch of movies for Cameron to finally get a kiss. But what can
I'll tell you, when somebody feeds you delicious baked goods, that just releases something inside, man. I don't know what it is.
No, and that's fair. I'm not listening.
You can ask Allison this. When are people going to start leaving this town? I feel like these people in Hannah Swensen's town are just the murder rate of just random citizens is
too high.
so high.
It's too high.
That a baker
Rather
is
high.
taking the extras and solving. Like the number of murders happening here is just staggering. And I feel like you passed that to Allison. Like we're worried about the townspeople. You know what I mean? Like it's like maybe find after the 10th one. I'm like, the baker solved another one. I think I'm going to move. I think I'm going to move towns. Is what I'm going to do.
We gotta call in the professional baking squad for this one.
But is your character like the replacement for?
Are you a cop?
Are you a copper?
I'm in law enforcement.
Ooh, wow! This guy giving us nothing.
What a way to answer the question.
I'm gonna look up what's your name in the show? What is it?
His name's Chad Norton. He's he's the virus guy.
Oh. Chad Norton. Well, he also in something called Refracted Light.
I'm the antivirus.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Joe, you're the Norton anti.
Yeah. I said he's a virus guy.
He's fighting off Bill McAfee.
Yeah, he is.
Your name's Chad Norton, and you're in law enforcement. I don't know, man. I don't know. We don't get any
form of law enforcement.
We don't get anything more specific than that. Detective, lawyer, police officer, nothing. There's a lot of guys named Chad that just say they're in law enforcement.
My name's Chad, and I'm in law.
That's right. Yeah. You see this police T-shirt, sweetheart? It's official.
Yeah, I'm a little bit higher up the food chain.
Okay,
a little higher up. This sounds like a district attorney situation to me. Is what it sounds like.
I could see how it might sound like that.
You could see that, huh? Man. So you're higher up the food chain. So did the baker get promoted? like
baker's now.
Hannah's solved so many of these crimes with a regular police officer. Imagine what she could do with somebody higher up the food chain.
Right,
man.
Right. She has now been promoted to the official baker for all of the needs of the county.
Needs of the county.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can find a full.
I can ask another question while you're doing that. Go ahead. So you've been
I do like that they name the movie after me though.
One Bad Apple.
One Bad Apple. Oh boy. Yeah. Look at you.
You're a prosecuting attorney.
I felt honored about that one.
A prosecuting attorney.
According to IMDb.
Are you saying you could be a bad guy?
Me? No. Definitely not.
Man. If Vic Webster, if they are advertising that he took the place of, now I lost his name. What's his name?
Norton.
Chad Norton.
From The Virus.
Norton and The Virus took the place of Cameron Matheson, and he turns out to be a bad guy. It could be the best movie of all time. Don't do this.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
Okay. All right. So you were a part of another mystery wheel for Hallmark. Matchmaker, correct? With Danica,
yep.
Correct?
Matchbox 20. Yeah.
You are familiar with how these wheels spin, how they work. You kind of like the case is out front, the characters are kind of in the background. The character development happens not in the 15-day, 80-minute arc of a movie, but over the course of hopefully half dozen of these bad boys or whatever. Because this is the, I don't know, 9th. How many Swensen movies have there been? A ton.
Yeah.
How many?
Aaron,
Aaron's a big fan. Our
right
producer.
Off the top of your head. Eight?
Well, there was 5 originally, and then I think you guys have covered
3. One of the plum pudding one.
Well, that was the old
7 or 8.
ones.
7 or 8. So there've been a bunch of these. When you come on board, is there and I know you probably can't fully answer this, but any sort of tidbit you could give me would be great. Since there's already been 7 or 8 of these, is there a tendency to escalate the dramatic or romantic tensions between you and Allison as the lead versus what would happen if you and Allison were starring in a new wheel? Does that make sense?
Because this is a 7th or 8, if there's a need to elevate things because it is later down the road in these movies.
Yeah.
Keep people, keep them excited. You might want to up the stakes. Allison wrote this movie.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys knew
I did
that.
not.
So that's pretty awesome. And she did a fantastic job. She produced, starred in, wrote. She's incredible. She's wearing a lot of hats on this. And I think this movie is really fun because it takes you on a ride. Like you think and then it's a total left turn, and then you think, oh, now I know, and then you're like, oh no, now it's over here. And I remember reading the script saying, I'm totally confused now. I thought it was 3 different people, and it was none of them. Now, oh, that's who it was. So
it was
I think
me the whole time,
kind of taking us on a ride. Yeah, it was me the whole time. Yeah, I think that taking people on the ride that way really keeps them interested.
Yeah.
And now the way that they introduced my character is really, really fun. There's very much kind of like a moonlighting vibe. It's a little bit of it in the antagonistic, messing with each other, so that keeps it really fun as well.
Youngsters out there who want to get in the acting game and are doing things that people want to know about. What you just witnessed there was expert not answering the question. Like it was the best version of I'm not giving you any information, but what I said was so entertaining and fun anyway. You absolutely nailed it.
And I'll say moonlighting.
And moonlighting. Yeah, moonlighting. That's right.
You just add moonlighting into anything.
Yeah, that's right. I think Palaha has done that.
Yeah.
Palaha has done this same moonlighting.
I knew I loved me some Palaha for something.
That's right.
Yes, Aaron, you want to say something?
Yeah. I have been unsure about Hannah Swensen. I feel like with the whole love triangle with the dentist and Cam Matheson, I've been kind of unsure.
Sure.
But Victor being so sure not to give anything away is making me really excited for this movie.
It is and Aaron, our producer.
Like, what is he hiding?
Yeah, she's seen all of these. We've not seen all of them. We've seen the latest 3 and the original one, I think. And you did a great job selling it there. You did a great job.
You did a great job selling it.
Making us want to watch this weekend is what you did. So and in that case, check the box. Excellent job. And I
love that you canceled all of your plans for this weekend just so you
That's
could
right.
watch. I appreciate that.
Friday night, tonight. Upon the release of this, yes. Tonight it airs on Hallmark movies, mysteries.
Hallmark mysteries.
No more movies.
Yes, that's right.
Be honest, Vic, and I don't want to get you into trouble here.
He's gonna if he starts with saying, Allison wrote this movie.
No. I'm gonna ask you. You are in an interesting spot. You have been brought into a series where there are 8 potential other movies. Did you do your homework?
Did you watch?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've watched all the baked goods. I've watched them all. There's the cookie caper.
Which one's your favorite?
Yeah,
which one's your favorite?
Plum pudding?
Yeah, plum pudding, definitely. That was my absolute favorite.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't feel like we were going to get in more trouble if I went any further. But yeah.
No, plum pudding is the correct answer. That's the correct answer.
Yeah.
Thank you. Vic, before we get into rapid fire, I would like for you, if you don't mind, Dan and I, we have our problems. We sometimes get in arguments, and sometimes, on a rare occasion, we get into a little bit of a ruckus. We do a bit of rolling.
Yeah.
I think that there's a way in which we could do this with it still being, we don't want to hurt each other.
No.
Could you give us maybe a quick tutorial on how to best spar to get out that frustration without trying to attempting to hurt the other person? If you could give us some pointers. You said biting?
Body sparring.
Body sparring.
You don't hit to the head at all.
So it's just like this.
Everything is to the shoulder and to the body, and
wasn't necessary.
Okay, tuck your thumb when you punch.
Rate my punch.
Thumb in,
rate
like
my
this?
punch. No. Was that?
You're gonna break your thumb.
Yeah.
I tucked it kind of.
No, like this. He said like that.
No, you want outside.
So this right here, you're gonna break your thumb.
You're gonna break it.
So go out.
It's this.
But he's not even. He's punching like he's.
And you want to punch. You want to punch
a,
with these 2 knuckles right here.
He's casting a rod and reel out there.
Twist at the end.
Yeah, and twist.
Yeah, he was. He's gonna catch a big bass in a second.
Okay, I'm not gonna hit you this time because I don't want to.
Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay, So I'm going to give you one more piece of advice. Don't punch.
Oh man. Oh boy.
I think it's for the best.
If you ever actually have to hit somebody, just open up your hand and hit them with this part of your hand right here.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I got a pretty mean kick too.
I could see that
Like
in
a
you.
little of this.
He doesn't.
See that? Whoa.
That wasn't bad.
You guys, can we film that in 240? Because that was too fast to see with the human
Yeah,
eye.
thank you.
We need to slow
Slow
that
it
down
down.
so we can
Let's get
to
Ang
all
Lee
the
in
glory.
here for that frames
Slow it
per
down.
second.
We'll slow it down.
Oh my
All right.
goodness. That was worth my whole day right there.
Let's rapid fire. We each get to ask you 3 questions. They can be about anything, which is different than what we've been doing.
Bran just took a lot of the stink off this one, but I was going to ask you, if Bran and me together had to fight you, would we stand a chance?
Sure.
Okay, great.
That was kind.
Absolutely.
All I needed was just a
Yeah.
glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
Well-
What's that from Dumb and Dumber when he says,
So you're saying there's a chance?
"Oh, so you're saying there's a
That's
chance?"
right. Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
But what if it's not both of us at the same time? Like, what if it's a tag situation, a handicap?
No,
match?
we're done.
I would never fight
There
you
it
guys.
is.
I would just hug
This
you.
is
I would
see,
hug you.
he
Sweet.
takes the high road every
I
time.
might hug you to death, but I would.
If it's me, Bran, and Cam Matheson. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
You see, here's the problem. I fight dirty. I fight to win.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna do things that maybe you would not normally expect.
There it is. In our normal fights.
Yeah.
And yeah, in our normal
That's right.
fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your normal, thumb in.
In your normal, don't hit
Right.
anyone, just slap them.
Well, but okay, let me ask you this.
It's an all-time moment. If you're listening to this for the best of, put it in there.
Yeah.
Victor Webster, telling Brand, don't even try to hit anybody. Don't waste your time. I'm
Well, and
worried
the
about your
Best way
safety.
to hit somebody, Brand, is just not.
I don't want to. Dan pushes me to that limit sometimes.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm saying. I don't want to. I don't have any interest in this.
Yeah, of
This isn't my thing. Do you as a sparring master, as a black belt, do you see professional wrestling like WWE and just go hogwash, or do you think it has its place? Do you kind of enjoy it for the theater?
I think it's incredible what those guys can do. All of them, the ladies, the guys, they're jumping off the top ropes. They're doing flips. They're incredible athletes. And they have such amazing control. Imagine being 250 pounds, jumping off the top rope and landing on somebody after doing a flip and not seriously hurting.
Yeah, it's impressive.
So imagine what that person could do if they wanted to hurt you.
Cool. Yeah.
a good answer.
So that is real. They're incredible athletes. They're strong. They're athletic. Great cardiovascular conditioning, and all the stuff they do, if it was done for real, would be incredibly effective.
There you have it. Which injury hurt worse? The ACL being thrown from the elephant or the detached hamstring?
Wow.
The hamstring at the time was incredibly debilitating and I couldn't stand up. But the injury that hurt the most ever was when I herniated my disc in my back and I couldn't stand up straight for 6 weeks. And then every time I would hurt it, I wouldn't be able to get up out of a chair. It'd take me like 6 or 7 minutes to stand up from a chair to a fully standing position.
Whoa.
And that's when I had a new disc put in my back. So they laid me on my back, cut open my stomach, pulled out all my organs, put them on my stomach, put a new disc in my back, and then put all my organs back in and sewed me up.
We got that clip.
We
too.
got that clip
This is
right
amazing.
here. We go.
What?
Go ahead.
You provided some of the best we've ever had.
Philo.tv.
That's amazing.
The clips
Amazing.
that he was like, yeah, I'll do quick 30 with you guys. Here's some clips you need to be prepared to show.
This just in. One of the colors from the rainbow's gone forever. Which one would you be the most okay with never seeing again?
Ooh, yellow.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yellow.
Out on yellow.
Yeah.
Out on yellow.
Out on yellow.
Dude, wait
Yeah.
until the gossip columnists pick up on that. They are going to run with
Yellow
it.
doesn't work for me. Yellow makes me look like I'm sick. I can't wear it. It reminds me, honestly, just of, pee.
Dude.
And so, yeah, we could lose the rainbow. I mean, there's gold, but gold is different than
Gold's
yellow.
different than yellow.
I've said it for years.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
But I do like the colors, and then
tomorrow I want to apologize in advance for the TMZ article tomorrow that just says Vic Webster says yellow's got to go.
Yellow's
And
gotta go.
I apologize.
That's on
I
us.
never want that to be.
I mean, look, I love
case.
them all, but
Yeah.
if I had to
Right.
pick one,
There's going to be it's going to be a little circle in that article. Is a picture of Cam Matheson in all yellow. It's going to be unbelievable what they do. What TMZ does with that information is going to be unbelievable.
gotta go.
you be nice to Cam. You be nice to Cam, or he's going to bench press.
That's right.
That's true. He is.
I just thought of this now based upon all of our conversations. Would you rather be in a Roadhouse-like movie as the lead or try your hand at some WWE?
Ooh, good question.
I'm too old to mess with the WWE.
Okay.
I'm too injured in my life. I know I'd get injured. I'd love to do a Roadhouse movie.
In your it's
that
31-year-old Vic, which would he rather do?
22-year-old
Okay.
Vic.
All right.
I'd probably do the whatchamacallit. I'd definitely do the WWE.
WWE.
That would be fun. But no, man, I have friends that are in the WWE, and their schedule is grueling.
It's crazy.
They have to drive from location to location to location. They got to try and fit in a meal, try and fit in a workout, a lot of times they'll carpool 2, 3, 4 people in a car, be able to get to another city in time. Then they got to find themselves a hotel and all that stuff. Unless you're a star in the WWE, that's a grueling
It's like stand-up
life.
comedy, but your body's getting destroyed every night.
Yeah.
Did you see Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler? It's one of my favorite. The movie's unbelievable.
Oh,
It's
yeah. Incredible
phenomenal.
movie.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
One Olympic sport has to go, and you can replace it with any one. Which Olympic sport do you think doesn't belong, and what should it be replaced with?
That rhythmic gymnastics
Wow.
Okay. All right. Went there.
where they're twirling the ribbons
Yeah.
in the air.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Not a sport, though, you're saying.
Replace it with grizzly bear wrestling.
Grizzly bear.
I thought you might go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be highly entertaining.
That's not a thing, though, right?
Every bear wears
Grizzly
a flag.
bear wrestling? That's not
In Russia, it is. Yep. Definitely
just
in
for
Russia.
funsies?
Yeah. Have you seen the Dagestani wrestlers wrestling bears for fun?
No. We have a different algorithm.
Go down.
I don't think.
Go down a rabbit hole on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys out there, the bears are friendly and they're obviously, somewhat.
The bears are friendly.
Yeah. They're hand fed but these Dagestani wrestlers are out there wrestling these bears.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you have it. What an Olympic sport that would be.
I was looking for something on my phone while I was talking to you.
That's
I
fine.
was going to show you the.
No problem. We get that a lot.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I can show it to you. It's the scar from my surgery.
Hey, Ziggy, show us the scar from.
It's up to you.
I can't show it to you. I don't think. Can I? No, that's probably too graphic for.
You show us off.
I mean,
air.
you could
can
show us
air.
off the line.
Show us
off
air.
the line. Yes.
right.
Hannah Swensen, bad
apple.
One singular bad apple. There's also
Is it
one new
Vic? Is it
character.
not?
I don't know.
You
You
don't know.
do the math.
Oof.
That's premiering tonight on the Hallmark movies.
Hallmark Mystery.
Dang
Channel.
it.
Come on, man.
Hallmark Mystery.
Hallmark
Mysteries.
Yeah, we threw you for a curveball. Changed the
We don't
name.
do movies anymore.
No movies here.
Just
Just
do
mysteries.
mysteries.
That's exactly right.
I'm sorry. Vic, you're the best. We love you. Thank you for coming back on the show.
Oh, it's so great being with you guys. It's always a lot of laughs and anytime.
We're going to play some music to say goodbye, but I would like you to hold on because I do want to see that picture. We'll be back next week. Until then, Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Deck the Hallmark is a Bramble Jam podcast. Is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.